From Forex Traders Daily, this is your daily analysis with Ross Mullins, live from Richmond, Virginia.
Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for October 6, 2017. Today we're going to take an overview of each of the U.S. currency pairs as we anticipate news happening at 8:30 a.m. Eastern U.S. time. We have non-farm payrolls out of the U.S. and Canadian employment data as well. So we want to anticipate some of the movement that might happen depending on how that news comes out, whether it's positive or negative for the US dollar or the Canadian dollar. And again, that's happening about 30 minutes from the recording of this video, so we want to make note of that and see what happens at that time and then look for setups as it happens. Let's go ahead and start on the dollar franc. We've actually seen a breakout of the resistance zone that we've been studying right around the 97.65, 97.50 level, the green shaded area that has some circles in it back here on the left hand side. We've actually seen a breakout over the past couple of days. So with that, of course, we would prefer to buy at a lower price. You really never want to buy at the highest price of the trend, the current trend being the red trend line. So we would prefer to buy at a lower price. But if it doesn't take that dip to the lower price, the next thing we would look for would be the break of the pink zone, which is our current resistance, 9,800, 97, 95, somewhere in that area. We need a break of that. So positive news for the U.S. would send us back higher again. Negative, we might see that little bit of a pullback down towards the green shaded area for the dollar franc today. Moving over to the euro dollar, EUR/USD. Previous trend was the black trend line, rising trend. We've been discussing the falling movement we've seen here. Again, positive movement for the US dollar sends this currency pair lower, negative sends it back higher again. So if we take that into context, if we get some positive news, we actually have been discussing the potential breakout of this blue shaded area, 1.1700, and the continuation of the downward move. It's been kind of stuck between the blue and the green zone for the past few days. So I'm watching for the breakout under the the blue zone and the continuation of the downside. That would be positive for the US dollar. A negative move, likely sending it back up towards the green shaded area as the current resistance for the euro dollar. I don't know if it'll break through there, but definitely sending it back higher if it's negative news. But the positive news, back down through 1700, sending it lower in the current direction the currency pair has been moving. GBP USD's clearly been a downtrend for the past couple of weeks. It's been a significant fallback here for this currency pair. We're currently sitting right around the support zone into the 1.3065.95 level, the orange shaded area that you see on my chart. Zooming out one time, very interesting is that long blue trend line coming very close to that and the 100 period moving average. If it finds support there, a bounce back up wouldn't be out of the question. If it breaks through all of that, we could see a significant new low for the GBP USD. Positive news for the US dollar, sends this lower, negative sends it back higher again. Moving on over to the USD CAD. We've actually been watching this one take a positive move for the US dollar as well over the past couple of weeks as it's been rising along the short black trend line. Now again, the longer term trend has been bearish for this currency pair. You can see that going all the way back into April and May. So we're watching for further evidence of reversal. Is this going to continue to go higher or is it going to turn back lower again? We do have significant news out of both countries today, Canada and the US. So it could be more volatile on this pair than others. But if we zoom it in on the trend, we have seen and we've been studying the potential opportunities to go long into the orange zone. Never made it quite back down there yesterday and the day before, but now we're above the green zone, so that gives us a little further expectation of some more upside for the US CAD. Of course, unless we get negative for the US dollar movement, then we're back under the green zone and a turn back lower for the dollar CAD. Moving on over to the USD JPY. We've been studying the upside trend again. Positive movement for the US dollar sends this higher again. If it continues the direction of the current trend, the blue trend line, we look for a breakout of the top of this black box. We've been studying the pattern within the trend. Let's go ahead and zoom it in one more time. We can see the pattern, these congestion, breakout. Well, we've, for the past several days, been stuck inside this top box. The question is, are we going to see the breakout and continuation higher? Positive for the US dollar, or is it going to pull back, breaking the blue zone, breaking underneath the box and changing the pattern of the trend? We don't know, but we fortunately are in a buy from the blue shaded area, bottom of the blue box. Let's go ahead and take it down to the 4-hour time frame. Couple of days, over the past couple of days, we have taken opportunities to go long into the blue shaded area and have been protecting profit. So we've had a couple opportunities to go long, protecting profit. If we get some positive movement above the orange zone today, we'll look for further profit on those trades. You should be in profit protection mode if you've been buying those from the suggestions in the live trade room. AUD USD, Australian versus US dollar, we've seen a breakdown of the support zone again. That's a positive movement for the US, but also negative for the Australian dollar as it continues to sell off here. Very interesting here. Zoom it in. You can see the green circles on the left. I've been talking about potential breakouts underneath support, and we have seen that happen. 7,800, 7,825, the yellow shaded area. We're now underneath there. So as long as it stays underneath there, and we get positive movement for the US dollar, we continue to pressure lower here for the AUD USD. If it's a negative move, we look for it back above, for the US dollar, back above 78.25, back above the yellow zone. We start to return back to a more upside bias for the Australian dollar. But currently, we're underneath that support, so focused in on shorts for the Australian dollar. Moving on over to the NZD USD, similar situation. We've seen the break of support has continued to go down. Fortunately, since last Friday, we have been in a short, currently sitting 140 pips on the remaining portion of that trade, capturing profit all the way down. Zooming it in on the black trend line, 100 period moving average, there was our sell right there. Right as it got under the moving average, under the trend line, under the orange shaded area, we sold it there and have been capturing profit all the way down. I have moved my stop loss pretty close, just above today's high, just to capture some more profit before the news today. But if it can break down through and stay underneath this 7,100 level, I think we're looking for further movement lower. Positive for the US dollar, sends it back down here into the mid to low 7,000s. The blue zone is the next support target. If we get a negative movement back above the purple zone, may see some retracement of the fall that we've seen. But take a look at the blue circle back here. That is historical support, likely to hold as some resistance into the yellow shaded area, which is closer to 71.35.55 for the New Zealand dollar today.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.